That's the thing, isn't it? I think, like there's a stigma around mental health, there's also that stigma around alcoholism, whereby, it's a very black and white thing that either you're an alcoholic or you're just a normal healthy drinker. But actually there's a lot of grey area in between, where people are drinking too much for their health and for their well-being, but then
Yeah,
don't actually
absolutely.
fit that alcoholic kind of
Yeah.
uh, barrier or construct, if you like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as we all know, the word alcoholic, has terrible connotations. And the reality is that there are very few, there will be very, very few, if any, people listening to this who fit that picture that we all have of someone who is clinically alcohol dependent, who cannot function, literally
Mhm.
cannot function. For those people, it is different. It's very dangerous to stop drinking suddenly if you are literally clinically dependent. But the majority of people are not. They are what, the term is, we now know, is grey area drinkers. That means they aren't completely at rock bottom, but they are also not completely fine. There's a whole spectrum of grey in between. Sometimes I refer to it like a booze elevator, if you like. And okay, you maybe are not right at the bottom of that elevator yet, but you're somewhere on that elevator and it's only going down. So, the top tip is, once you recognize that you're on that elevator and you actually know, hold on a minute, something isn't quite right here, get off it now. Don't wait till it gets to the bottom, because it's
Mhm.
so much harder then. And don't let all these sort of old associations with the word alcoholic keep you stuck. There are so many different ways now. Even 5 years ago, if we'd been having this conversation, it would have been really quite difficult to reach out for help, because the only help that people perceive is available is rehab or Alcoholics Anonymous. That's far from the truth.
Yeah.
Far from the truth. I
Mhm.
never went, even had a sniff near to either of them, and never will, never would. You can do this. Yes, you do need some support and encouragement and connection. We know that phrase, addiction is the opposite of connection.
Mhm.
But you absolutely don't need to pigeonhole yourself into some kind of problem and start going to alcohol services. In almost all cases, that is not, it's not what you need to do.